weekend loading, last day of work, Monday loading. Okay, basically all of these hashtags are trending on social media today because today is Friday. Like, I'm super excited. Tomorrow is Saturday. Some of us have to work on Saturdays, yeah, but for those of you who are fortunate enough to not have to work on Saturdays, congratulations, because tomorrow is your free day. You can decide to sleep in, you can decide to be at home, or you can decide to just treat yourself out or go visit some friends. But let's stay in the today. It's Friday. Welcome to Hot Naija Gist, coming to you from Dexterity TV Entertainment. My name is Bolanle. You are most welcome. Now, you know, on this show, we bring you reviews, previews, what have yous of things that have been going on in the entertainment world. Now, I was here on Wednesday. If you watched it on Thursday, you probably caught a repeat. That's a rerun, but welcome to the real thing. You know how they always say, this is the real deal. Tomorrow is the repeat. They say, if you know, how did they say? Pardon me, I don't know how to speak in pidgin well, but they say, if it's not Hot Naija Gist, it can never be Hot Naija Gist. All right, so if you're catching it on a Saturday or on a Sunday, it's a rerun, it's a repeat. Make sure you join me Monday for another one. But welcome to today's edition. Today is Friday. It's still the Independence Week. Nigeria, of course, celebrated Independence Day on Sunday, and we had a public holiday on Monday, and that was awesome. But before we start today, I know for some of you, you're looking forward to what to cook during the weekend, and I totally, totally love food. And I saw this awesome recipe that I'm sure lots of people have not tried. So I just thought, why not give my Hot Naija Gist people and, you know, let them just see this trending recipe. Now, I assure you that this will blow your mind. So we'll be going on to see a video on how to cook water. Stay with me. I know some of you hate me already for that word. Don't worry, you get to like me later on. I had somebody, while that video was going on, somebody said, Bolanle. Well, you know, just something to make you laugh this Friday. First thing I thought when I saw that video was, while I am busy, you know, trying to figure out how to manage my gas, this person is trying to figure out how to waste their gas. You know, while I'm busy trying to figure out how to, you know, get better things to cook, or how to even refrigerate my water and make it very cold and chilled, this person is figuring out a way to cook water, not only cooking water, but eating it with toast bread. I mean, what's that about waste of resources? I was watching this video and my CEO came along and said, people have gone out of their minds. And this is really true. Funny things that people do nowadays. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's go straight to stories that we have for you today. We're going to be talking about a lot of INEC. We're going to be talking about lots of football. I'll definitely be branching in, you know, other sectors, but let's start with INEC. This says INEC fixes Osun State governorship election for September 22, 2018. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has fixed the Osun State governorship election for September 22, 2018. Now, in a statement that was released in Abuja and signed by the secretary to the commission, Augusta Ogaku, INEC confirmed that the tenure of the state governor ends on November 26, 2018, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 178, subsection 1 and 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as well as Section 25, subsection 7 and 8 of the Electoral Act 2010, as amended, the earliest date for election into the office shall be May 30, 2018, while the latest date for the election shall be October 27, 2018. Now, the Commission in the timetable which he, has been released, fixed June 23, 2018, for the notice of election, while the commencement of public campaigns by political parties follows the next day. Also, the publication of the official register of voters as well as the final list of nominated candidates shall be on August 23rd, 2018. Now, that said and done, I need to, of course, remind us, that's the timetable right there, but I need to, of course, remind us now that INEC has also put it out that campaigning before the time before the date on INEC's timetable is illegal and you will be arrested. So if you have a political party or if you're going for a political post, do not campaign before that date. They say let he who has ears, let them use their ears properly. So don't campaign before the set date. INEC has already provided a timetable. Avail yourself of the timetable and make good use of it. Now let's go on to the story. I totally love Toke Makinwa. I love her blog. I love her work, and I love the kind of person she is. Now, sometime, I think about last month, last month or so, I brought a story talking about, we of course all are aware of the separation between Toke Makinwa and her estranged husband, Maji Aida, and, issues of he impregnated somebody, it basically eventually showed up that after about how many years of the wedding, or how many years of dating and about a year or two of the wedding, it turned out that Toke Makinwa has been the side chick all along because apparently her husband impregnated somebody he was dating before he met her. I mean, what love triangle can be worse than that? But I brought you stories of the fact that Toke Makinwa and her husband separated. Also, I brought you stories of the fact that they have officially filed for divorce. And now Toke Makinwa and Maji Aida are officially divorced. All right, media personality Toke Makinwa and her strong hubby, Maji Aida, are now officially divorced. All right, their 3-year-old marriage was annulled by Justice Morenike Badino of the Igbosere High Court in Lagos on Thursday, October 5th. Of course, let me just give you a quick background. Their marriage fell apart in 2015 when news broke that Maji was expecting a child from his side chick, Anita Solomon, and Toke in March last year approached the court to dissolve her marriage with Maji on grounds of adultery. Now, delivering the judgment, Justice Obadina said Maji had approached the court to file a petition against Toke, but did not provide evidence to back up his claim in the petition. The judge held that Toke had sufficiently proven that the husband committed adultery and continued to flaunt his adulterous relationships even to her face. He said, and I quote, "I hold that the marriage has broken down on grounds of intolerable behavior. I hereby pronounce a decree dissolving the marriage between Makinwa and Aida, which was administered at the Federal Marriage Registry, Ikoyi, Lagos, on January 15, 2014. The order nisi shall become absolute 3 months from today, unless within that period sufficient cause is shown while it should not be made absolute." That's what the judge said. Apparently now, Maji and Anita, who are the defendants in the case, defendants and co-defendants, did not provide any defense against Toke Makinwa that filed the suit against them. Now, when, all of this issue was on ground, some people came at Tiwa Savage, trying to compare and contrast, talking about the fact that when Tiwa Savage's marriage to her husband, T-Bills, was apparently about to hit the rocks when he was cheating on her with, home service or something service. Yeah, talking about food. Now, when he was cheating on her, she made a video crying in the video. "I used to cook for him. I used to take care of him. He never bought Pampers for his child. He never bought this for his child." Same with different other celebrities. But people actually came out to both criticize Toke Makinwa and to, give her the thumbs up on being a very smart businesswoman, because obviously she used the issues that have, happened in her life and in her marriage to write a book that we all know as Unbecoming, and she has made lots and lots of money on that book. If you've not heard about that book, you've been sleeping on a bicycle all year round. But that's just it, their marriage is officially over. They have been officially divorced, and of course the court order nisi that the judge gave is going to be absolute 3 months from now. But let's move on to other stories. This one is coming from Peter Okoye. I wouldn't have taken this story, but I just felt that I owe it to us to, of course, give you the updates of things that have been happening as pertaining the Okoye family. Now, Peter Okoye has signed a major distribution deal with the U.S. record label Empire. Apparently, Peter signed a major digital distribution deal with the U.S. record label Empire. He shared photos of the deal signage and wrote, "Thank you, Lord." Repost by Empire just had a digital distribution deal with Peter P. Square. Welcome to the Empire family. And that was, of course, posted by Empire and also posted by Peter himself. We're happy for you. That's it right there. We're happy for you, Peter. We're happy for where you're going to. We're also happy for Paul. Okay, we're happy for Jude. In fact, we're just happy for all of you. I remember somebody who posted something on Twitter and said, since the Okoye twins cannot, manage their issues in their house, it's safe to say, fly away, Peter, fly away, Paul. You remember that poem? Come back, Peter, come back, Paul. When it's time, they will come back. But for now, I think it's just better to tell them to fly away and, develop their wings and make things work individually so that when they have to come back together, they know that as individuals they can work out, and also together as a team they can totally work out. But let's move on to this. Of course, last time I came, that was on Wednesday. I talked about the match between the Super Eagles and Zambia that's going to take place on Saturday. But however, Nigerians and some Nigerians and their destructive acts. Now, youths of over 200 youths in 2 communities have threatened to disrupt the Super Eagles match against Zambia on Saturday. In my mind right now, an audio of all of this Yoruba news on radio is coming to my mind. And then when they read the headline, they say, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ta ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀? In case you don't understand Yoruba, basically means who said that, what happened. But let's get to the bottom of the story. It says youths of the 2 communities, Obio Etoy and Obio Okot, where the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, is located, have threatened to disrupt the World Cup qualifying match between Nigeria and Zambia this weekend. Why? Because they want the Akwa Ibom government to fulfill its promises to them if they want the match to go on in peace. Says our youths from the communities, numbering about 200 with different placards, allege that despite the beautiful stadium, members of the community were still unemployed while the state government has not constructed roads into the communities as the parties agreed before the stadium was built. According to Sunday Peters, the youth leader of Obio Etoy village, who led the protesters, said since 2011, when Julius Berger commenced work at the stadium, the villagers have nothing to show for it. The company blocked all diversion ways to the community with their heavy equipment and machines, and at a point they had to sell their lands to maintain the road. I'm going to quote them now. They say, that is why we are crying to the state government, and we will continue to cry until something is done. Also, according to him, because of Julius Berger's actions, the communities within the stadium have become flooded as most waterways have been blocked by its equipment. He said the head of the village of the Obio Eto said that the youth's action was not meant to disturb the Super Eagles match that is coming to the communities, but rather to attract government attention to their promises to the communities. He says several letters from his palace to the state government reminding it of the plight of the host communities have been ignored. Also, Ephraim Young said that's the State Commissioner of Works who came to the protest venue with Charles Sudo, the Information Commissioner, said the road had been earmarked for construction. He added that the works will commence in a week's time. That is how they promise us. That's how they promise us they're going to do this. They said they're going to do this, they said they're going to do that, but in the next 5 years, they ain't even got started on it. They have not even started anything on it. Now, does it always have to get to the point where people say it's either you do this or we will do this? If you don't do this, we will destroy this. If you don't do this, we will destroy this. Does it have to get to that point before we can actually take steps, to do things in the country? Does it have to always get to this point? Because it's seeming like that's where the country is at. If, until people threaten that they will do this, the government will not do this. What is happening to that road? Pipe-borne water, good roads, and good electricity are one of the major things that make a community safe. All right, so the governor of this particular state should please comply with the people's request. Now, on Wednesday, I brought you a sizzling hot story about Davido, Caroline Danjuma, and late Tagbo, talking about the death of Tagbo. I read this one in the dailies this morning. Lagos Police Commissioner invites Davido and Caroline Danjuma over Tago's death. All right, now the death of Tago Mweke and the unclear circumstances surrounding it has been a hot topic in the Nigerian entertainment industry since Monday night. I brought that to you on Wednesday. And the fact that Nollywood actress Caroline Danjuma came on social media to finger out Davido in his death made it even more messy. Apparently, just like I told you on Wednesday, Davido and his camp have denied any involvement. And, well, it has been gathered that the new commissioner of police in Lagos State, that's Imohimi Edgar, invited Caroline and Davido to his office. That was somewhere around yesterday. Now, it was gathered also that during the closed-door meeting, Davido was able to provide CCTV footage from Shisha, that's the club they went, the lounge in Lekki, where they both partied earlier in that night, to prove that he left the club a long time before Tago and the deceased was not in his car, as claimed by Caroline. Now, a very popular entertainment blog, LIB, reached out to Caroline for further comments on Tago's demise, and she declined to speak on it, saying it's now a family issue and she won't make any more comments with Tago's family signing off on it. In her words, she said, I don't have anything to share with you because I'm not the only one in this picture. There are family members involved, so I can't just start sharing things with you without the approval of the family members. If there is an approval, I will let you know. And she also did not reveal the burial plans for late Tago. We basically hope to get to the bottom of this story because, you know, it's been going back and forth between Davido and Caroline Danjuma talking about the death of late Tago. And we know that this is one thing. Bad publicity for artists is not good. And not even for artists. Let's forget about the fact that he sings. Bad publicity for people. Accusations like this are terrible and they damage, you know, people's personnel. So basically, I basically want to see the police commissioner in Lagos get to the root of this and let's know what exactly happened, you know, around that time and who is to be held responsible, or if there is nobody to be held responsible. I'm still going to talk about INEC, but before I go and talk about INEC, because today is Friday, we're going to be giving you multiple videos. By multiple, don't get really happy. I don't mean like 9, I mean just 3. So let's go on and see the second one. I totally love Josh Too Funny on Instagram. And since this is the Independence Week, and today is actually the last working day of the Independence Week, we're going to be listening to our national anthem sang by Josh Too Funny in his own, you know, special style. So stay with me. I'll be right back for more stories.
There is a compassion, Nigeria's gonna be, don't serve without our mind, one nation living, Tarim, Rara, Shiron's spine shall never be vain. To sign up for Satan, to be a nation of peace, and unity shall reign. Let's be patriotic in all circumstances and love our country. God bless Nigeria. Yes.
All right, welcome back. How many of you actually know the national anthem? How many of you know the first stanza and the second stanza? How many of you actually know the pledge word for word? I bet not, you know, many of you know it. And of course, Just Too Funny has taught you. Now, that's the national, that's not the national anthem of Nigeria. That's the national anthem of Nigeria. Okay, so in case you want to know the national anthem of Nigeria, you have to serve Afusa, just like Just Too Funny said. But welcome back, it's still Hot Naija Gist, and it's coming to you from Dexterity TV Entertainment. I am Bolanle, still seated here and ready to share more stories with you. I said I was going to talk about INEC, and let's get started already, because I have lots of INEC talk today. INEC releases timetable for Ekiti State governorship election. Now, don't get it twisted, this is not a political show, but of course, we have to get people informed of things that are happening, whether in politics, in entertainment, in music, in movies, in whatever sector of whatever sector of Nigeria that it is. We just have to get you informed. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's INEC, has released the timetable for Ekiti State governorship election coming up in 2018. Now, the electoral body yesterday announced that the gubernatorial election will be held on July 14, 2016. So there you have it for Ekiti State, July 14, 2018. But let's move on talking about the Super Eagles. Moving on to sports, straight up. Super Eagles get $50,000 donation from Governor Udom. That's Governor Udom of Akwa Ibom State. Apparently has redeemed his pledge of $10,000 per goal for the matches between Cameroon and Super Eagles of Nigeria. The Nigerian Football Federation made this known yesterday in Abuja. Now, apparently, the governor had promised the players $10,000 for every goal they score against the Indomitable Lions. And in the first leg, which took place in Uyo on September 1st, Super Eagles defeated Cameroon 4-0. While in the second leg, Nigeria went on to earn a 1-1 draw with the Lions in Yaoundé on September 4. And in a statement by NFF spokesman Ademola Olajire, he said, Governor Udom has redeemed his pledge on Wednesday while calling on the Super Eagles to go for the broke on Saturday and expect a handsome reward from him. It says there will be more incentives for the Eagles if the team could earn a sixth FIFA World Cup appearance by winning on Saturday. I quote him as well by saying that I know you have the quality to overcome in this important match, but I don't want you to overrate your opponents. I love the professionalism and dedication to cause that you have shown since the beginning of the qualifying campaign. Those efforts have put Nigeria at the top of the table. I want to commend the NFF, your coaches, and the support staff for the great job they have all done in support of your efforts to get to this position. You were just one win away from achieving your goal. The Zambians apparently are taking this game as a do-or-die affair, so we need to be totally focused and play like soldiers. Now, it also quoted the governor as saying, all of that. Now, the statement said the Super Eagles captain, Michael John Obi, thanked the governor and pled to him that, and Nigerians everywhere, that the team would not disappoint on Saturday. He said, and I quote, "We very much appreciate the role Your Excellency, the government, and good people of Akwa Ibom State, the NFF and Nigerians from all walks of life have played to get us to this position in this campaign. We know how much this match means, and we will go out there and do the job." So the Super Eagles of Nigeria will face Zambia on Saturday at the Uyo Stadium. Let's hope that the youths from those communities will not disrupt it. And apparently they hope to secure a slot to the 2018 World Cup in Russia. Question time, answer time. The question is this: do they need to be given money before they can win? The question is hanging in the air. If you have answers, send your answers to live@dexterity.tv. Let's move on to talking about the Super Eagles. Mikel Obi and Ian Acho joined 15 others in Super Eagles camp ahead of World Cup qualifiers on Saturday. This all revolves around, of course, the game that will be played in Uyo on Saturday. Mikel Obi, that's the Super Eagles captain, apparently has arrived in the camp alongside Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi as the latest stars to join the Uyo camp of the team ahead of the World Cup qualifiers on Saturdays. Now, other players in the camp include Elderson Echejile, Odion Igalo, William Trus Ekong, Leon Balogun, Ahmed Musa, Shehu Abdullahi, Mikel Agu, John Ogu, Ogene Karu Etebo, Anthony Wakeme, Ikechukwu Ezenwa, Dele Ajiboye, and two standby players, Ifeanyi and Afiz Aremu, both from the Oka United. The Eagles will face the Chipolopolo of Zambia at the Uyo Stadium on Saturday. If you never knew that that's what they call the Zambia players, now you know they are called the Chipolopolo. Nigerians are called what? If you know that, also send the answer to the live@dexterity.tv. But let's move on to this one. This is really serious now because a new viral disease known as monkeypox has hit Bayelsa State. Yeah, according to the State Commissioner for Health, Professor Ebiti Mitula Etebu, who spoke to newsmen, he said the disease has been detected in a medical doctor and 10 other persons, and that they have all been evacuated to an isolation center located at the Niger Delta University Teaching Hospital, Okolobiri, Yenagua local government area of the state. He described monkeypox as a viral disease caused by a group of viruses that include chickenpox and smallpox, adding that the first case was noticed in the Democratic Republic of Congo and subsequently had outbreaks in West Africa. He said the virus, as the name implies, was first discovered in monkeys, but can also be found in other bush animals such as rats, squirrels, and antelopes. He stressed that the strain of the virus found in West Africa does not cause death. All right, so major reason I'm taking this story is because it's, of course, a very good information. It's a very important piece of information, rather. It's something that we need to know about. So make sure you stay away from dead bush meat. I was on the Big Breakfast Show, and lots of people were calling to say that bush meat is good. I've always eaten bushmeat since I was a baby. Now, the point is, if you have to eat bushmeat, if at all you have to eat bushmeat, you have to be extremely careful. Make sure it is exposed to very high heat that can kill any strain of bacteria that is in the bushmeat. Okay, so keep yourself healthy, because, of course, I would like you to watch the next edition of What Naija Gist. Now, that's the end of my stories. And as today is Friday, let me just show you how I will be dancing out of the week. All right, so while you watch this video of how I will be dancing out of the week, of course, take care of yourself. It's the weekend. Enjoy the weekend and basically have fun. But up until then, enjoy my dance, and I'll catch you on Monday. Bye.